So we're grateful you're here. And we say, welcome to the Center for Conscious Living. We are delighted that you're entering this field that we create together, where we are open to the divine, opening our hearts, sending out that love to ourselves, to each other, wherever it's most needed. We have practitioners praying for us today, holding the high watch, as we call it sometimes. Felicia Karstens, Carrie Christensen is our second practitioner. Lynn Scheider is here with us as well. And our first practitioner, the Reverend Michael Rogers, who I invite to do our opening invocation.
Good morning, all. Happy holiday season. So I'm going to invite you just to take a breath and come centered into your heart. You may close your eyes if you like, knowing that it is the one heart of the Almighty that lives and breathes each one of us present in our gloriousness and in our truth. That we are a demonstration, manifestation, and celebration of that good, that beauty, that light, that creativity, that realm of unlimited possibilities. For God is our source and substance, the absolute demonstration, manifestation, and celebration of good and more good. This radiant divine grace that uplifts and uplevels each one of us into this field of light and love, this multidimensional light, sound, color, vibration, this absolute beauty and grace. This breath of life that sustains and maintains us and holds us in such tender mercy and favor. Knowing the truth of all existence, mighty and infinite creator, mighty and infinite creation. And in this, we give thanks and praise for our Reverend Carol, the founding minister of the Center for Conscious Living. For our Reverend Paul, who will be giving the talk today, knowing that Spirit will just shine through him and deliver the most perfect words. We're grateful for the music that Lou Doty will be playing that just uplifts our spirit in this melody of grace and magnificent truth. And for all the practitioners that are holding the high watch, creating this cathedral of light and love, for healing, for grace and magnificence and truth. Knowing all of this is the activity of God, and that this spiritual community is blessed beyond measure, and that we have each other to shine and to share and to know the grace of God is present within each one of us. We give thanks and praise, knowing, Lord, I am truly amazed by you. And in this truth, in this presence of divine grace and absolute wholeness, we give thanks and praise. And together we affirm it all by saying, and so it is.
Thank you, Reverend Michael. It was wonderful. I love the Cathedral of Light, Grace that we're in. Jackie Greggs was unable to do music today. I know Dale Cottrell is here with us. Welcome. And I appreciate very much Lou Doty, who has stepped up to share and shine and sing the light.
That is, and all that ever was, and all that there may be, is love's intention, God's invention, as I keep on moving on. All I am and all I ever was, and all that I may be, is a grand decision as I keep on moving on to be. Everything is moving somewhere, somewhere it would rather be. As this universe keeps dancing, moving on forever, can't you see that all you are and all you ever were and all that you may be is love evolving, God resolving all that ever was, all that there may be in this eternal now, this creative power through this life of ours. Move on to your creation. Just be.
Thank you, Lou. Always such truth. I appreciate it. And you. And now let's call up Reverend Michael again to do our inspirational reading.
That was beautiful, Lou. Thank you. Today's reading is from 365, A Year of Daily Wisdom from Dr. Ernest Holmes. And it is page 385, which is the next to the last page. And the title is, I know that every apparent death is a resurrection, therefore I gladly die to everything that is unlike good. And Psalms 23:4 is, yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadows of death, I will fear no evil, for thou art with me, thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. And the Talmud says, unhappy is he who mistakes the branch for the tree and the shadow for the substance. We are taught that we must gain a knowledge of that which cannot pass away. The Talmud says that unhappy conditions arise when we mistake shadow for substance. Even the valley of the shadow of death causes no fear when we arrive at the consciousness of the psalmist who, from the exaltation of his divine deliverance, proclaims, the rod and thy staff, they comfort me. The rod and the staff of truth is the realization of substantiality and the permanence of that which cannot change. We are ever renewed by the passage of the divine light through our consciousness. Behold, I make all things new. The revitalizing, regenerative power of the Spirit flows from the consciousness of wholeness into our physical organisms and into every objective act. When we give the realization of the divine presence free passage through our thought. Emerson tells us that in these moments, we are conscious that we as isolated beings are nothing, but that light is all. Thus, we admonish us to get our bloated nothingness out of the way of the divine circuit. How wonderful to realize this possibility to which he refers, non-resistance, non-burdened. Let us then learn to let the burden slip from the shoulders of personal responsibility and enter into our divine union with enthusiasm. I know that every apparent death is a resurrection. Therefore, gladly today, I die to everything that is unlike the good. Joyfully, I am resurrected into that which is beautiful, enduring, and true. Silently, I pass from less to more, from isolation into inclusion, from separation into oneness. Please join me in reading today's affirmation, which would be in the chat room. I know that each day of my life is God-giving, fresh and shining and new. I let go of yesterday and embrace today, appreciating every new moment as an opportunity to grow and to express more fully the life of God. Thank you.
Thank you, Reverend Michael, as well. And it's great joy now for me to introduce our dear friend, Reverend Paul Hoyt, who is also living the life of God and who is sharing the message today. Reverend Paul.
Paul, you're on mute.
Good morning, CCL. There's no place I'd rather be than right here, right now, expressing, being this consciousness with you all. I want to take this moment to get present to this moment right here, right now. I want you to close your eyes and stand in the knowingness and the love of what it will be like when we're all together, when we can hug each other and see each other and talk and share and join with each other. Feel that feeling right here, right now. Create that feeling, knowing that we create from this moment right here, right now. Feel it, be it, enjoy it. Now, the past is what I want to talk about today. That's my message. Is the past isn't the present, and it never will be, because the present is where the divine is. The present is where creation happens. We co-create with the divine in this moment right here, right now. But the problem is our consciousness, which is our thoughts and our beliefs. A lot of them are in the past, and we haven't let them go. That the past walks into the room before us. It informs us in so many ways, good and bad, but it is still the past. We're not creating from right here, right now, because right here, right now, if we're creating from right here, right now, there's infinite possibility. But if we're creating from the past, there's only that one possibility. We can't create anything else other than the past when we're standing in it. And have you ever heard somebody say, walk up to somebody and say, hey, how's it going? And they say, same old stuff, just a different day. And that's because we're creating from the past. We're creating that over and over again because we're not out of the past. We're not releasing the past. Those past hurts, the pain, the frustrations, the things that we thought and we see as victimhood, that it's been done to us. It is looking into the past and all of the victimhood of those hurts. And what do we recreate? We create more of that. That's why when somebody says, same old stuff, just a different day, that they're creating from the past. They're creating from that hurt, from that anger, from that resentment, because that's where they're standing. That's where their consciousness is. And it happens over and over and over again. And there's nothing new in their lives. There are areas in our lives when we're not in the past, but the past keeps showing up. It's the law of attraction. If we're standing in the past, what shows up is the past. We walk into it. We could go into a conference of positive thinkers, and everybody's talking about how wonderful life is. And we would find, if we're standing in the past, that one person that's talking about the past and telling you the story of their rotten life and how this person and that person did them wrong, and you join right in. It's like, I know this story. I know that here's my pal. They speak my language of the past. Oh yeah, and she did this to me and they did that to me. And we speak the common language because of the law of attraction, because we're in the past. We're standing in whatever that hurt is, whatever that anger is, whatever that situation is. In Foundations, there's a brilliant section in it. There's a poem in it, and it's called An Autobiography in 5 Chapters. Chapter 1. I walk down the street. There's a deep hole in the sidewalk. I fall in. I am lost. I am helpless. It isn't my fault, but it takes me forever to find my way out. Chapter 2. I walk down the same street. There's a deep hole in the sidewalk. I pretend I didn't see it. I fall in again. I can't believe I'm in the same place. It isn't my fault, but it still takes a long time to get out. Chapter 3. I walk down the same street. There's a deep hole in the sidewalk. I see it there. I fall in. It's a habit. But now my eyes are open. I know where I am. It is my fault. I get out immediately. Chapter 4. I walk down the same street. There's a deep hole in the sidewalk. I walk around it. Chapter 5. I walk down a different street. And it's the same thing with our past. The past is the hole that we're falling into. It's that hole that we're trying to dig ourselves out of. The key is walk down another street. Walk down a different street. Tell a different story. Because the story that we've been telling for eons is the story that keeps us in the hole. So tell a different story. Tell the story of the amazing expression of God that they are, because that's the truth of who they are, whoever it is that has wronged us. They are an amazing expression of the divine. That's the truth. They did the best that they could in any given moment. That's not only true for them, but it's true for us also. In any given moment, we're doing the best that we possibly can. And we're working. We're aware of our consciousness. We're aware of our feelings. And we're working towards getting out of that hole. Our consciousness is our thoughts and our beliefs. And here they are. There's a thought. There's a thought. There's a thought. I got to do the laundry today. Oh, I got to get my car fixed. Oh, I got to do this. I got to do that. Oh, she did me wrong. Oh, I'm holding on to that one. I'm holding on to that thought. Oh, God, she was so nasty to me, or he was so nasty to me, or they were so mean to me. And I wear it like a crown. That's where I'm standing. That's what my consciousness is, my thoughts and my beliefs are, that they did this to me. Oh, and I'm telling everybody about it. I'm telling everybody I can see, look, here it is right here. This is what they did to me. How dare they? I'm such a victim. Oh, but the problem with this is that it's blocking us from the divine. And the person that put that there is you, is us. We've put this here. We've latched on to that thought. We've latched on to that situation. We've made it a part of us, not the divine. The divine looks at us and goes, I love you unconditionally. You are an amazing expression. You are perfect right here, right now. There's nothing that you have to do in this moment. And the divine is coming through, coming down, boom, 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 boom. It's right here. It's all around. And this is blocking us from the divine. And it's time to let it go. Just like all the other thoughts that we let go. We're the ones that are choosing it. We're the ones that are grasping onto it. We're the ones that are creating the thoughts. The divine isn't putting those thoughts in our head. The divine doesn't see this thought, this hurt, this anger, this resentment. The divine only sees the good and more good. The divine knows of our greatness and sees only of our greatness. Now, that thought, that person that did us wrong is actually doing us a favor. They have helped us out because they're a mirror for what we're thinking, a mirror for our consciousness in that given moment. They show us, hey, this is what you're thinking. And the loving person that they are, they're gonna show us. They're our friend. We're in this together with them, in this oneness. And they're showing us exactly where we're at in our consciousness. And we get the opportunity to go, ooh, I don't like that. I'm gonna let that go. And that's what we need to do with the past. I was thinking about this today. I was thinking about COVID. And COVID is actually an opportunity for us to look at our consciousness. Because it's there. You know, it happened in the world. It is everywhere. But it's up to us how we're going to respond to it. It's up to us how we're going to relate to it. It's up to us to stand in the divine and not in the fear of COVID and not in the fear of all of the past, because the past is coming up in COVID. It's right there. You get to see all of the fears, all of the anger, all of the resentment. It's right there. It shows up in every moment if we allow it. So it's time to release it. You know what they are. You know what you've got that story. It's been there forever, and you tell it to everybody. And if you don't tell it to everybody, you tell it to yourself. I was married for 30 years, and I told myself all kinds of stories. I'd be in the car. Diane wouldn't even be there. And I'd be in the car, and I'd be complaining about Diane to no one. In the car by myself complaining. Oh, she didn't do this, she did this, and did this. For 30 years. So when she passed 4 years ago, what did I do? I continued that. I continued, not all the time, but there was plenty of times when I was in that, she done me wrong, when in actuality, she was just mirroring for me all of what I finally got to was, I'm not good enough. And one of the ways that I did that was, if you haven't taken radical forgiveness, take radical forgiveness. It's profound, because forgiveness will bring us out of the past, will allow us to let go of all of the junk that is filtering out the divine. Colin Tipping wrote the book, Brilliant book. But what's even more brilliant are the worksheets that you can get for free. Kathy's putting in the chat room a website that you can go to and get his worksheets. The wonderful thing about the worksheets is that you get to express the anger and all of that because that's part of the form is they have you tell the story and you tell it with all anger and resentment and I'm right and they're wrong. And then it asks you questions. Are you willing to let this go? Are you willing? Are you not willing? Are you willing, open, skeptical, or unwilling? And sometimes I'm unwilling. I'm unwilling to let go of it. But the more I tell a different story, and that's part of the sheet, that's part of the worksheet is telling a different story. Can I look at it from a different perspective? Can I look at it? They did the best they could in any given moment, because then there's freedom. Then I can look at it from a different point of view. Then I can start to let it go. Within the forgiveness worksheet, you work through it. Trust me, I've done 3 or 4 of them on the same person. But the more and more I do it, the more and more I let go. I let go of the past, the resentment, because it keeps me in the past. So that I'm always creating. We're always creating in every moment. We create, recreate. But if our consciousness is in the past, then we're creating the past. And it shows up over and over and over again. And we see it and we know it. We go, I thought I was done with this. I thought I was finished with this. And you're not. And it's time to do a worksheet, to let go. Do the forgiveness work. There's many different forgiveness practices. And the forgiveness is for us. It's not for them. The freedom in letting them go is the joy in it. Because when we're looking at it as victim, there's no joy in it. There's no divine in it. There's no God in it. There's only the pain. So the freedom comes in letting it go. And that comes through forgiveness. So if we let go, there's the freedom to be in the present and to allow them to be the glorious expression of God that they are. Because they are perfect, whole, complete right here, right now. We all are. We are all expressing God right here, right now. We are all an individualized expression of God. Whether we see that in them or not, they are that. And it's time to see them as that glorious expression of God. Because if you look for it, you'll find it. I promise you. Because you found the other, because you were looking for it. But if you look for the divinity in them, for the love in them that is their beingness, it is the truth of who they are, then you can let go and see them as they truly are instead of how the past sees them. So the workshops will allow you to let go of the past and stand in now, because now is where life happens. Now is where we create infinite possibility, because infinite possibility is all around us. It is Holmes calls it the creative milieu that we create from, that is the divine, that is God. It is all around us at all times. And we're creating from it all the time. It's just our consciousness that makes the difference. There's a wonderful movie called Tomorrowland. I don't know if you've ever seen it, but in it, the daughter says, there are 2 wolves who are always fighting. One is darkness and despair. The other is light and hope. The question is, which wolf wins? The one that wins is the one you feed. Are you feeding the love? Are you feeding the light? Are you feeding the divinity in you and in them? Are you feeding the light? That's what we want to do, is feed the light. And getting out of the past and letting it go is a step in that direction. Because do you want to stay there with one possibility? Because in the past, that's the only possibility. That's it. But in this moment right here, right now, there is infinite possibility. And I want to stand in infinite possibility. I want to stand in the divine. I want to stand in that flow. I was talking to Julie Fisher one day, and I was complaining about my relationship with my wife. And I recognized, I said to her, I said, my next relationship, I don't want to be okay. I don't want to be fine. I don't even want to be good. I want it to be extraordinary. And the only way for it to be extraordinary is if I am extraordinary. If I stand in extraordinary. If I create extraordinary. Because if I'm standing in extraordinary, an extraordinary relationship will occur. It'll show up. It's the law of attraction. It will show up. I won't have to look for it because the divine is I've already put it out there, and the divine said, yes, here you go. Here it is. It's all yours. Enjoy it. Now it's my responsibility to open up to it, to take the layers of the past away, move that resentment, all of that crap, let it go because it doesn't serve us. It's also not who we are. It's not who they are. So, in letting go of the past, there's a void. We create a void. And the universe abhors a void. It wants to fill a void. So, one of the best ways to fill that void is with gratitude work. To be grateful for all of the wonderful things that we have right now and concentrate on those. Reverend Carol has given this out at Thanksgiving many times, and it's brilliant. It's transformation through Thanksgiving. And it's 40 days, and I recommend you do it every single day for the rest of your life. But it's 40 days of you get up in the morning and you say 10 things of what you're grateful for. What am I grateful for? Because it brings us present. It brings us to the here and now, where we can create from that gratefulness, from the knowingness that we are completely taken care of by the divine, that God loves us unconditionally. And here it is. Here it is. We're thankful for it. Meister Eckhart says, hold on, let me get this. Meister Eckhart says, if the only prayer you said in your whole life was thank you, that would suffice. That's how powerful gratitude is. Because it brings us to the present and it lets us know that the divine is for us. Because these are divine gifts. These are divine gifts. And there's so much more. There's a warehouse full that we haven't opened up to because of the resentments and the anger and the past. It's time to open up to them. I want you to right now, if you've got a piece of paper and a pencil or a pen, a piece of paper, I want you to write down what you're willing to let go of right now. Who are you willing to forgive right here, right now? And some of these we've got a lot of momentum behind. We've been thinking this thing for years. So it's going to take some time. But you could do it right here, right now. You could completely let it go in this moment. And it may show up later on. And the place to go, the thing to do is go, nope, I'm not entertaining that thought. I'm not the victim. I am a beautiful expression of God, and I'm expressing that now. And I'm looking at all of the fabulous things in my life that the divine has given me in love, in support. So I'm letting that thought go, because that's all it is. That's all that is a thought. It has no hold on you other than what we give it. Because we take this off and we put it on. There it is. Oh, I finally let that go, and there it is. And we get to release it again. We get to tell that new story. Because in the new story, there's freedom. In the forgiveness, there's freedom. Right? And there's infinite possibility in this moment, right here, right now. Because right here, right now is where God is. Right here, right now is where infinite possibility is. Right here, right now is divine inspiration. Right here, right now is the law of attraction. It's happening right here, right now. It's not happening in the past, and it's not happening in the future. We're creating it right here, right now. So now what I want you to do, obviously you can't do it right now, but sometime in the next few days, that piece of paper, I want you to burn it. Colin Tipping talks about the cathartic feeling of burning whatever that resentment is and releasing it. That it is a ritual, the ritual of letting it go. I did a workshop on Diane, a worksheet on Diane at a workshop that I was at. And we had a fire that night, and I burned it, and it was so wonderful. If I'm standing in all the resentments of Diane, and I've worked, trust me, I've worked on this for the last 3.5 years, and I've finally gotten some facility around letting it go. And in that letting go, there was a few days ago, maybe a week ago, I had a prayer session with my prayer partner. And he did a brilliant treatment, as he always does. So at the end of the treatment, we said our goodbyes, and I just sat in that treatment, sat in that beautiful love of the divine. And I started to chant. I said, oh man, this feels wonderful. I'm going to chant. So I chanted for about 20 minutes, and then I started to meditate. And what came to me was Diane standing over me, kissing my forehead, kissing my cheeks, and kissing my lips. It was the most beautiful, beautiful moment in my life, up till that moment. But that wasn't possible if all of the crap was in the way, all of the resentment, all of the anger. And I knew in that moment, hey, I got a handle on this. I got a handle on this. And that's what we want. We want to handle the new story. We want to handle the beauty and the expression of the divine that they are. So this is coming up on a new year. So it's time to let all of this go. It's time to let 2020 go. It's time to let this whole year and everything that's in the past that we're holding on to go. It is a new year. It is an opportunity to create something extraordinary, because that's where we're standing. If we're letting that go and we're standing in the divine, standing in God's support of us, God's inspiration, then that's where we're standing and that's what we're creating from. And that's infinite possibility. I love you all. I thank you. Keep releasing, keep letting go. Let it go, let it go, let it go. Thank you and God bless. So we are moving into the blessing for our offering, and that will be read by Kathy Miller.
Thank you, God, for this abundance that is mine to share. I bless this gift and give it to thee in gratitude and joy, knowing that as I give, I do receive.
In gratitude and joy. So we're going to let Lou enchant us with his beautiful, beautiful music.
Okay, here goes enchantment. I'm ready. Yeah. Chase the Buddha, chase the Buddha, chase the Buddha, but don't you know that when you chase that Buddha, to catch the Buddha, gotta let him go. Was it chase the Buddha, chase the Buddha, chase the Buddha, but don't you know that when you chase that Buddha, to catch the Buddha, gotta let him go. And if a tree falls in the forest and there was no one around, if a tree falls in the forest, would that tree then make a sound? Depends on if the tree hits the ground. Does it chase the Buddha, chase the Buddha, chase the Buddha, but don't you know that when you chase that Buddha, to catch the Buddha, gotta let him go. That Buddha, gotta let him go. Catch that Buddha, gotta let him go. Catch that Buddha, gotta let him go. What is the sound of one hand clapping? What is that sound? I'd like to know. What is the sound of one hand clapping? What is that sound? I'd like to know. Oh, chase the Buddha, chase the Buddha, chase the Buddha, but don't you know that when you chase that Buddha, to catch the Buddha, gotta let him go. With it, chase the Buddha, oh, chase the Buddha, yeah, yeah, chase that Buddha, but don't you know that when you chase that Buddha, to catch the Buddha, gotta let him go.
Thank you, Lou.
You're welcome.
I want to let you know that in the chat, there is the information about how to donate to CCL. You can put your tithes right there. There are many different ways to tithe, and tithing is important. Tithing is for us, not for anything else. It's money is a flow, and tithing is a way to keep the flow going, because money comes in, it goes out. It is just consciousness, and tithing opens the floodgates for money to come in. So the opportunity to do that is in the chat room. So now we have a blessing for, I see one new member, so maybe there are others, maybe there aren't, but this is for all of us. This is our blessing to new members, but this is a blessing to all of us. If you'll join me in when I speak it, then you speak it. Welcome to the Center for Conscious Living. We are a heart-centered spiritual community. We open ourselves to you in love. We recognize the perfection of God within you. We celebrate the joyous being that you are. You are a radiant point of light. We are blessed by your presence. Welcome home. And thanks everybody for being here. So we also have the Mastermind Covenant, and I'll give you the responses. The Mastermind is another word for God. Knowing there is a power, intelligence, and wisdom greater than my own, and knowing it is responsive to my every thought, word, action, and feeling, say aloud, I acknowledge. Surrendering to the power of the Mastermind consciousness and knowing I am guided and assisted past any limitations, perceptions to God's truth within. Now say, I surrender. Knowing forgiveness is the key to change. I now forgive myself and others for all mistaken judgments. And I open the door to unconditional love and say, I forgive. Recognizing my life is the creation of my own thoughts. I now choose to fill my mind with thoughts that are positive, loving, and beautiful. And I allow my life to reflect that choice by saying, I choose. Holding the consciousness for the Center for Conscious Living, we now thank God for the continued prosperity of this spiritual community and for everyone. For myself, I now go within to the silence of my own mind as I ask for my own specific requests, knowing the universe always says yes. Please repeat after me. I accept. With a thankful heart and knowing that all I have asked in the name of the Mastermind is now given to me, I say, thank you, God. The love of God enfolds me. The mind of God inspires me. The Spirit of God enlightens me. The power of God encircles me. I am in God and all is well, for I am enthusiastic, excited, expectant, and at peace. If you'll mouth the words, I am grateful God has heard you. I want to thank Reverend Carol for the opportunity to do this. The most wonderful thing about it is that I get to stand in the divine from the moment that she asked me to do it through the talk. It's because once it's established, once the intention is put there, you're standing in it. It's flowing. It is working, and it's been a wonderful journey. So thank you, Reverend Carol. We have announcements. We've got a bunch of them. The World Peace Meditation, December 31st at 7 a.m. It's wonderful. And it's nice that here it's 7 a.m. When Reverend Carol was doing it in California, it was 4 a.m. So 7 a.m. is not too bad to wake up early one time a year and join in this world peace meditation. And it's being done all over the world. It's not just us. It's being done all over the world. Talking about standing in the divine and praying for peace, that's extraordinary. There's a visioning for CCL, the future, what's the next vision for CCL. Julie Fisher is leading it. It's December 31st, the same day as the peace meditation. You can do the peace meditation in the morning and this in the afternoon. It's at 4 o'clock, led by Julie Fisher. And it's a meditation. It's an opportunity to allow the divine to come through to guide where we're headed with CCL. It's the divine's expression of the next steps in CCL's evolution. So that's December 31st, 4 o'clock. Now we have the women's group, the Red Tent, on January 9th. Correct, Kathy? Okay. January 9th, women's group. It's called Red Tent. I've heard I would love to go because I hear they have a blast, but I just haven't been invited. I'm not sure why, but they won't let me be there. So, so keep telling me how wonderful it is. So, but there is something that I can go to, which is the men's group, which happens the third Sunday of every month. And we get together and we share and open up, and it's wonderful. If you're a man, I'm sorry, thank you. Third Monday. Thank you. It's the third Monday of every month. I know all you women want to be there, but sorry, this is ours. Next December 3rd is our meditation Sunday, and Kathy Milano is leading the meditation. Also, another wonderful thing about that service is the oneness blessing, that whoever's a blessing giver in the Zoom gives Diksha to everybody in the service. So the oneness blessing is offered there also. So join us for that. And Kathy is amazing. Kathy is brilliant. She channels the feminine divine, and it's extraordinary. You will love it. Course in Miracles happens the second and fourth Monday, led by Ken Davis, who is a brilliant consciousness. He knows this stuff backwards and forwards. He is brilliant. If you are interested in the Course in Miracles, or if you love the Course in Miracles, please join him. He is brilliant. I think that's it. Go ahead.
Inviting anybody who is a member. This is our membership renewal time. Please put your name, send it to cclinmorristown@aol.com, and we will renew your membership. And Marlene has put in the chat. I think it's important to say the links for the World Peace Meditation and the Visioning on December 31st is different than it's been all along. So please, if you're not on our mail list, put your name and email in the chat right now, or send it to CCL in Morristown. Ask to be on the list. We will put out something tomorrow or the next day, but that link is different. Also, the links starting in January for all next year are going to be different for the Sunday service. We're putting in a password, so we won't have to work so hard watching to be sure, and you won't have to wait. So just notice the links for the World Peace Meditation, 7 a.m., and the Visioning at 4 o'clock in the afternoon on December 31st is one link that will be sent out. And you can also check on Facebook page. And then when we start January, our Sunday links will, going forward, will be, that'll be up in our website, as well as on the emails that you're sent. And happy birthday, Pat DeMayo. Oh my goodness, I did not know that. All right.
Happy birthday. The other wonderful thing about being a member is that you're invited into the all of the church talks, you get to know what's going on with the church itself. And also you're on a list that the practitioners, myself included, we do in-reach calls. We call the congregation, say, how you doing? What's going on? Can I treat for you? So that's another part of being a member of the church. Also, if someone passes, we know we're in contact so that we can support you through it. So it's important to be a member of the church. So sign up. So we have a concluding song with Lou Doty.
Yes, we do.
Oh, I'm right.
God is all there is. All there is God. Raise a voice in devotion. All there is God. God is all there is. Love is all there is. All there is love. Raise my arms, I adore you. All there is love. Love is all there is. All I need is God. God is all I need. Raise a voice in devotion. Raise my arm, I adore you. You give my life, I surrender. All I need is God. God is all there is. God is all there is.
Thank you so much, Lou.
Thanks, Lou. Thank you so much for filling in today. And it's not a fill-in, and we get the joy and the pleasure of having Lou. So now we have our concluding affirmation, which is in the chat room, and that will be presented by our wonderful, amazing Reverend Michael.
Thank you, Paul. So please repeat after me. Something wonderful is happening to me right now.
Something wonderful is happening to me right now.
It is this thing called life.
It is this thing called life.
Life is in my body.
Life is in my body.
Life is in my mind.
Life is in my mind.
Life is in my feelings.
Life is in my feeling.
Life is in all my activities.
Life is in all my activities.
I receive it.
I receive it.
I share it.
I share it.
I am it.
I am it.
And I accept it.
And I accept it.
Just the way that it is.
Just the way that it is.
And accepting all these gifts together, we say,
Yes.
yes. Thank you, life.
Yes. Yes. Thank you, everybody. Blessings and love.
Great
Oh,
service.
you.
Thanks, Paul. Good talk. Thank
Yes,
you.
very good,
Michael,
Paul.
thank you,
Here,
Lou.
everyone.
Happy birthday, Patricia.
Happy birthday. Is it today, Patricia?
Hi, Deborah.
Hi, Lorraine. Good to see you.
Hi,
Jason.
Jason.
Hi, Felicia.
Hey, everybody.
Happy birthday, Pat. Hi, Mike and Ellen.
Oh, Mike.
Hey,
how are
Hi,
you?
Hi, Deb.
Hi, Lorraine. Hello, Lorraine.
Good to see Lorraine.
Yeah.
Lorraine.
Hi,
Mike and
everyone.
Ellen.
Hi, Linda.
Yeah.
Hi, Mike and Ellen. Hi, Sherry, Ann, and
Hey,
Juanita.
Jason.
Jane.
Sherry, Mom, and Ann.
Hi, Lynn. Hi, Deb.
Hi,
Hi,
Joe.
Jason. Good to see you.
Peggy.
Hi, Peggy. Hey, Joe.
Hi, Marlene.
Hi, Ann Creeder. Hi, June.
Hi, June.
Hi,
Hi, Jen.
Virgie.
Hey, Jody. Good to
Hi,
see
Lynn.
you.
Hi,
Hi, Bonnie.
Hi,
Steven.
Hello, hello.
Hi, Marty.
Hi, Steve. I missed to say
Mirror,
Steve.
mirror on the wall.
Sherry. Hi,
Hi,
Steve.
April.
Hi, Joanne.
Hi, James.
Hi,
Hey, Mark.
Motskevich.
Hi, Dale.
Hi,
Hi,
Sid Cohen.
Danella.
Hi, Joe. Hi,
Hi,
Cheryl.
PM. Hey, April.
Hi, April.
Hi, 856.
Hi, Virgie.
Hi, everyone.
And Carmen and Patty. Hi, hi,
Virgie.
hi, hi.
Tina.
Hi,
Virgie.
Virgie.
Photos on.
Person next to you.
Hi, Marty.
Hi, Michael.
Hi, Lynn and Mark. Hi, Susan's iPhone.
Karen Carol.
And
Natalie. Hi,
Wait,
Dale Cottrell.
name go? Carter. Something Carter. Hi.
Way to see everyone.
Hi, Linda.
Hi, 856. Hey, hi, Cheryl. Merry Christmas.
Hi. Hi, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, everybody.
Yeah, Happy New Year. Yeah, we're getting close.
Hi, Lorraine. Haven't seen you. Hi, Lynn and Mark.
No, that's a chat.
I think I got everybody. Danielle.
what are we going to create for the new year?
Love and peace and
health,
happiness and
abundance.
joy and good health.
Joy.
Yes. Happy New Year to all.
Freedom.
Up to us.
Freedom.
Freedom.
Yeah.
Sunshine, community.
All there is.
Love is all we need.
There is.
Okay. All right, you
Okay.
ready?
You guys.
All right.
You ready, everybody?